Hey golfers, we're back at PGA Show Demo Day, joined by Chris Voschel here at the Mizuno booth for some putters discussion now, Chris. So this is really exciting. There's some really cool stuff here with the Mizuno M-Craft X Putters.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll let you kind of take this where you want to start it, because there's some cool tech features, but there's also some cool construction features that we got to talk here as well. So,
Absolutely.
And then also we have the different various models we got to address as well.
Yeah, so to me, this is a really unique putter in the world of golf right now. You know, with Mizuno, of course, we always start talking about feel and forgings. We're one of the few putters in the world that are actually forging their putters.
Yeah.
So with our M-Craft and our Amoe line we've had the last couple of years, really great feedback, lots of options and cool fitting capabilities within it, but all in a forged 1025 package. M-Craft X kind of takes that and adds a fitting element to it. So we're forging the face and neck, and it starts with 3 different faces and necks. We've got a slant neck, we've got a double bend, and we've got a plumber's neck option. So 3 different options there, and then on top of that, 3 different back shapes. We've got a kind of a traditional round mallet, a squared off mallet, and then what we call like our wing back design. So 3 necks, 3 backs, 2 weights, and the cool thing about this is literally the weights that are the weights are the only things that hold the putter together. So you could literally, nice, how am I doing? You can literally pop this out and switch and mix and match the weighting or the back pieces.
So you could switch, say, let's say you wanted, this neck, for example.
Right.
And you're testing it out, but actually you want that back, right?
Exactly.
You can just switch them.
Well, you could purchase this one and get dialed in for it, and then decide, you know what, I need something different to look at.
Right.
And you could buy a different back piece. All the back pieces weigh the exact same amount. So
Okay.
if you get fit for one and then you want to switch a different back piece, you can easily just pull that out, put the other one in.
No issues with the weight of the putter or swing weight or anything like that.
Correct.
Wow.
Where the weight variances come in is with the actual neck designs. Where a double bend, because that's just a little spud neck, is the lightest. A slant neck's going to weigh a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Then a plumber's neck is going to weigh the most. So a plumber's neck is going to come stock with some 7-gram weights, the slant neck with 14 grams, and the double bend with 21 grams. That being said, you can mix and match any of them. So it's a really cool opportunity for a fitter to really help get you dialed in.
Yeah, and we'll have all the components necessary to make those changes, and when you stop into the store and are trying these out, of course, you can try with every option really that you want.
Totally.
And I also wanted to ask you about the feel of the forge putter.
Yeah.
So like, there's the traditional, so to speak, or more popular construction out there, kind of just the milled face, or maybe even there's inserts out there. How does this forged feel maybe compare to those other ones out there?
Yeah, typically when you're forging a golf club, the benefit of it is the long continuous grains of a forging. It's going to help that club vibrate a little bit longer. I know people are almost scared of vibrations in the golf world, but vibrations are great if the club is engineered properly. So with ours, we're forging out a 1025 pure select mild carbon steel.
Yeah.
Great feel to it. With those long grains, it's going to vibrate a little bit longer. Ultimately, it gives the sensation of the ball almost sticking to the face a little bit longer, so it's a softer feel.
Yeah.
So we don't try to hide our feel, we try to put it at the forefront of our design.
Yeah, and clearly you've done that with the M-Craft X here. And I guess one more thing I was going to ask you too is, for the player that might be struggling with their putting, right? Maybe, and it doesn't really matter what their putter is at the moment, but they're struggling with it. I guess what would you tell them about these and all the options that are here? I guess what would you tell that player?
Well, to me, that's why the fitting is so key, is to understand if you're struggling with your putting, it could be from a distance control, it could be from an alignment, it could be from a start line. There's lots of different things that a fitting can help dial in, and that's where having the different necks and offsets are going to help adjust your start line. And then from there, the different backs have slightly different CG locations that'll slightly alter the way the club releases through through the swing. So ultimately, for a fitter, it gives you the ability to just mix and match different options, all while delivering that soft feel.
Yeah, and then again, at the end of the day, maybe you have a specific build for you and you try it out on the golf course and you're just like, this isn't quite right. After playing with it on the golf course, swap it out, and it's that easy for our fitters, which is really cool, and I think we're really excited.
Totally, and one other thing that's kind of unique about this design as well is because these back pieces are an aluminum material, aluminum's super lightweight, the front is a mild carbon steel, so it's a little bit heavier. The center of gravity depths are all pretty shallow on this. What that means to you as a golfer is that means it releases kind of like a blade, where typically mallet designs that have these larger footprints have a deep center of gravity that doesn't release quite the same. So for a player who's in that blade world but thinking of kind of tweaking their way or working their way to a mallet, this is the perfect transition to that.
Wow, yeah, I mean, and they also look really cool too. I mean,
Totally.
There's a cool, slick look to them. I also kind of like specifically on this one here, this is the 4. You have 3 lines, and you kind of are easy. It's easy to set up and center the golf ball behind it. So there's the alignment and visual element too, in addition to all the other parts we've talked about here.
Definitely, the alignment's key for these. So to make sure you have an option that's going to fit your eye is massive.
Yeah, well, great stuff here with the M-Craft X putters from Chris Voschel. Golfers, if you're struggling with your putting or maybe looking for something new, this is a really good way to test out a few different options. The M-Craft X models. Check them out at Second Swing and get fit today.